So first of all, we are going to talk about quiz 3, which is going to be finding the slope of a line through a pair of points, and then also, and this is the tough part that we've been struggling with for a couple days now, is writing the slope-intercept form of an equation and finding the x and y intercepts. So first and foremost, if we're talking about finding slope, we need to have, let me get that focused a little bit. We need to have this formula memorized. So m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And basically all that is the change in y over the change in x. Or more simply, it's going to be the rise of the graph over the run. So how much is it varying up and down over how much is it varying left and right? So if we can remember that, you don't necessarily have to remember this, okay? For example, if I'm given 2 points, in this case I've got -8, -3, and 6, 20. This is, by the way, a quiz problem. -8, -3, and 6, 20. If I want to find the slope of that, I just have to take the change in the y over the change in the x. So how much am I changing in y if I go from -3 all the way up to 20? Well, that's 23. And how much am I changing if I go from -8 to 6? Well, that's 14. So my slope here would be 23 over 14. If you do that in the terms of the actual formula, then we would have y2 minus y1, which would be 20 minus -3 over x2 minus x1, which is 6 minus -8. Those become pluses, and we have 23 over 14. You're going to do the same thing anytime you're finding the slope given a pair of points. Now the next part, and probably the more difficult part, we'll look at number 7 again on the quiz, is x plus 4y equals 12. Okay, and I want you in this situation to find, first of all, I want you to put it into slope-intercept form. So we want it to look like y equals mx plus b. The way we do that is we get y by itself. So the first thing I need to do is subtract x from both sides. So I would have 4y equals -x plus 12. Then I divide everything by 4. And I get y equals -1/4 x plus 3. Now from this point, I need to also find the x and the y intercepts. To find the y-intercept, I put 0 in for x. So I would have y equals 0 plus 3, y equals 3. So the y-intercept is going to be at the point 0, 3. To find the x-intercept, I put 0 in for y. So I would have x plus 0 equals 12, or x equals 12. So the x-intercept is going to be at the point 12, 0. If you can remember how to do these things, you'll be set.